Hello and welcome back to the Second Breakfast Club. Hope you're having a wonderful day. It's been a while since my last video, but we're back here in Heroes of Middle-earth, and the purpose of today's video is to kind of help free-to-play players or even low spenders. And you know what, this could even still apply to some of the bigger spenders, but it's to help you guys and maximize your raid score potential. There's a strategy. We're going to call it here the 2-bomber strategy that you should be using in Chapter 1 of Raids. Okay? And this strategy, it can help you take for example, if you have a lower powered team, you could take a team that you'd normally use on difficulty 1, which you can only max out, I believe, at 100,000 points for. So you take a team that you'd normally use on difficulty 1, and you could use this team to possibly punch up into D2, getting more than 100,000 points. And this same method applies to difficulty 3. If you have a team that you're normally using on difficulty 2, you could probably take that team into difficulty 3 and punch up for a higher score than you would normally get if you just played it on D2. My general suggestion for this is if you have a team that you're using D1 that's between like 10, 12k power, you could probably use that team to do this 2-bomber strategy. And by doing so, you can maybe get somewhere around like 130,000k to 150k points. And this applies to D3 also. The recommended power for difficulty 3 is, I believe, 46,000 K. You want a 46,000 power team recommended to do difficulty 3. That is a bit high, right? Not a lot of people have that. But you can effectively punch up and get those points with a lower powered team and get maybe around 350 to 400,000 points at most, probably, with a team that you're normally using D2, right? So we're gonna watch. I have 2 runs of myself doing this strategy. Now, a little disclaimer here. This method, it will take you probably quite a few attempts, right? I mean, the raids in general take, you're probably putting in a lot of attempts as it is. But the benefit of this is if you're able to do it, you're gonna get more points than you normally would doing the lower difficulty level. All right, so let's take a look at the recording. Okay, so here we are. This is my Haradrim team at the time of recording this. It's not going to be the same anymore, but at the time of recording this, they were at 27,382 power. Normally, I would use this team on difficulty 2 and hope that I could reach the 300,000 points. That entails a lot of RNG, a lot more time, and would take longer than this particular strategy. So here we are. The general concept for this strategy is, in the 2-bomber strategy, is you want the first bomber, you want this first wave, this first bomber, to do the damage to the team, and then once the second bomber spawns, you go through and try to get him to also proc and drop the bomb on his team, wiping the entire team. That alone will bring you above 300,000 points. What you do pre-bomber dropping, pre-team wipe, will determine how much above 300,000 points you'll get. The very first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to use Belku's special, which is going to give me that added focus on 2 characters, which is nice. Okay, now here, I'm targeting off bomber. It's not really necessary, although there is a known bug glitch whatever you want to call it, where if you target the bomber while the bomber is procced with an AoE, there's a chance that not only will the bomber resist it and evade it, but the entire team will evade it. And that's not supposed to happen, but sometimes it does. So, off target, off bomber, I use Robal's AoE here, slow their turn meter. I'm going to pop the heal just because, again, I don't want to do too much damage to anybody. Now the bomber's procced, I'm going to start soloing, putting all my attention into the bomber. I do use this AoE to affect that slow. That's going to help me get more turns in so I can get the bomber higher. You guys know that part of the game, right? So that's going to help me get more attacks in to increase. Now, I got pretty lucky there. I believe I only had him up to 50% and he went my way. So I got pretty lucky with that. And again, that's why, again, this is going to come down to RNG. But as you see here, now we have the team all pretty much damaged. Got him in the red, in the yellow. And if you know, in order for the bomber to kill the team, the other characters all have to be in the yellow for their health bar. If they're above 50% health, they're not going to die from the bomber. So here, I'm going to now focus my attention into the bomber again because he's got the most health. I don't want to take the chance of killing anybody out of turn. Alright, we lost Tibeb, but that's okay. All we need to do is get this second bomber to blow. If the second bomber blows, we're good. So right now I'm trying to debate who I want to hit. Doesn't really matter, he had blind. So right here, now this is going to be very situational to your specific run. But here I was a little worried about the Shadow Seer giving a good heal to the team. So I did try to slow his turn meter. Again, this is very situational. You're going to have to make these decisions on in your run. But again, now that the bomber's procced, I'm going to solely focus on him. Got him up to 30%, 40%, 50%, and again goes my way. Now you could say that was really lucky, and it certainly was. I do mess up at the end here. I didn't prioritize. I kind of got so excited about getting it to work that I completely disregarded how I should at this point try to focus down one character at least and maybe get one of them killed for additional points. So I kind of lost sight of that, and once the bomber procced, I started hitting him thinking maybe I could get it again, but obviously that was not going to happen. But yeah, so here you'd want to find the weakest link and try to do as much damage to him at this point. Obviously, you're not going to get another bomber to drop at this point, but I should have went for the damage. It is what it is. Would have been maybe another couple hundred points, but if I had stuck to using this team on difficulty 2, I would have topped out at 300k, and that could have taken however long due to just RNG trying to get that high. Here, all you need to do is get through 2 bombers. It sounds a lot easier, honestly. Now, here's this next team, okay? This team, I feel like, is probably going to be more in line with some of the free-to-play players. It's a much lower powered team at 23,000 points, or 23,646 power, and it is the Rohan 3 with Halbarad as well as Arwen as the plug-and-play characters for this team that I'm using. Your setup might look a little different, but with the Rohan 3, this is probably a good strategy for you if you have this lower powered team and you want to punch up difficulty 3. So now what I'm doing with this run, again, how I mentioned, it's very situational. And now you can see I'm targeting the Shadow Seer. And that's really only because I need to stop his heal. With this particular team, I'd figured out that I needed to stop him from healing. Otherwise, I wasn't going to be able to get enough damage onto the entire team. With the lack of AoEs, I wouldn't have been able to get enough damage onto the entire team, and his heal would have prevented me from completing this 2-bomber strategy. So here, the bomber's now procced. I'm going to throw heal, call in the ally, get those 2 stacks on the bomber there. So I chose to actually attack. I got lucky with the assist there, got him up to 50%. Attack again for 60%. We need this bomb to drop in our favor. Drops in our favor. Okay. Now here. The next bomber's going to come, but we have a little bit of time before he does so. So, because they are such high health here, I know that if the Shadow Seer is able to proc his heal, I'm not going to be able to complete the 2-bomber strategy. So I have to take him out. Use this AoE because it's going to kill him and get me the rest of them under 50% health. Now I want to damage that drummer so that he can hopefully die when this bomber also drops. I need to get more hits in, so I get that turn meter, 10% turn meter. Right now I'm trying to debate with myself whether or not I want to take out the Skull Crusher's boosted attack there. Which I guess I do. Because that could have killed Halbrand and Eothane. Bomber's procced, and now we're hoping for the best here with this RNG, and we're getting lucky with those assists. We're at 40%, taking it up to 50. Boom, we got the drop. The War Drummer didn't die, but we're able to kill him off and secure a little bit of a better score here. They're gonna wipe through this. I don't think I get any. Yeah, I don't get any other hits in. So a 319 with a much lower powered team, a team that should not even be getting close to 300,000 points or above. That's pretty solid. So that's the 2-bomber strat. Again, this is going to be very situational. It's going to take you a few attempts to get this down, but in the long run, I think once you have the strategy figured out for your particular team, you're going to do really well. Another thing that you need to consider is you need your teams well balanced. If you have a team like this where the individual power of, say, Eomer, Eowyn, Eothane, they're at like 3,000 power, and then you throw a 7,000 power Ironhide in there, the Ironhide's gonna do way too much damage, and it's gonna actually hurt you more than it will help you in this strategy. Because again, if you kill off anybody when you shouldn't, you're going to get less points from that bomber blowing up in their face. So I don't know if hopefully this video made sense to you and I didn't sound like a rambling idiot. But if I did, let me know in the comments down below. Maybe I'll try explaining it again. And if you are a lower powered player, free to play player, you have teams that aren't really performing as well as you'd hope, or maybe you think you could try this strategy yourself, but you need a little help or guidance, feel free. You can comment down below. You can message me on Discord. We can, and I'll join you if I'm available, hopefully, in a raid, for your raid, and I'll help coach you through it if possible. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments down below. And until next time, bye-bye.
It's done. Yes, Mr. Frodo. It's over now.